Hello, I'm Barbara.
And I'm Martin.
And this is Ecosirer.
Hi, I'm Rebecca from Cubano Travel, and I'm here at Ecosiera in Sawyer, the Valley of the Oranges, on the island of Majorca. Spot the Difference is designed for travellers, travel agents and travel operators to learn what it takes to be an authentic, sustainable and regenerative stay. Together we'll go through 9 key criteria from water, energy, waste, community, biodiversity, even housekeeping. There is no stone left unturned. Even if you build the greenest, most energy-conscious hotel, new builds will always create carbon emissions, noise and disturbance to the soil and community. Restoration before construction is therefore always the most sustainable option, and that's exactly what Ecosiera in Majorca did. An historic townhouse from the early 1900s, Martin and Barbara lovingly transformed it into an intimate, sustainable home. Surrounded by protected mountains, Ecosiera can only be described as a place of peace and tranquility. Every element apart from the mattresses is upcycled. Each piece is the result of a long process of research, restoration and creativity. I had goosebumps as Martin the owner showed me around, from the table stands restored from discarded satellite dishes to an unwanted music stand, transformed into a breakfast table. The hanging lights, which had previously been part of a heating system, to the second-hand furniture saved from being tossed away. I not only was in awe of the time and energy Martin had put into the restoration process, but his overflowing passion for living more sustainably. Not for any recognition or awards, but simply because that was the way it should be. Three words summarise the breakfast at Ecosiera: local, organic, and seasonal. The 3 words that will signpost you to an authentic, sustainable hotel or restaurant that genuinely cares about both your health and the planet's. Author of 3 beautiful cookbooks, Barbara is an inventive and exciting plant-based cook who reminds us of the importance of eating with the seasons. She says, for us, eating fruit and vegetables is like a party. Championing vegan and vegetarian cuisine, the majority of Ecosiera's ingredients come directly from their own gardens and local farmers. Ecosiera's farmhouse is just a short walk away from the townhouse, where guests are encouraged to reconnect with nature, picking oranges, fresh tomatoes, olives, carving wooden spoons and taking outdoor cooking classes. Let's remind ourselves that organic food has been grown, raised and produced without the use of pesticides, chemicals and antibiotics. Ecosiera's organic garden was working with nature, enhancing soil biodiversity and respecting the earth's water and air. The rustic Majorcan donkeys are part of the sustainable story too, and they wait patiently behind the wooden gates for the vegetable cuttings and organic food waste. Every year, Ecosiera hosts a unique summer retreat where children have the opportunity to learn about nature and themselves, and how to take care of both in balance. A bringing together of both local children and various nationalities, the cooking classes and retreats help develop these young minds to connect healthy nature with good food, to encourage them to create art that can be eaten. From outdoor cooking and visits to the local market, to delving into the natural fermentation of sourdough, Ecosiera offers an immersive and transformative experience. Community isn't just about caring for your staff in the local community, it can also be extended to the guests. When looking through the guest book, it was crystal clear how many lives had been touched and impacted by Ecosiera's vision for a better world. It's hard to express in words the energy of this place. At Ecosiera's farmhouse, I saw a small insect hotel to help support biodiversity, and the organic garden with 0 chemicals further supported the insect life. I also noticed that their cookbook Eating Colours donated a percentage of sales to the local charity that worked to protect and preserve the sea in the Mediterranean. Water is our most precious resource, and responsible use is a strong indicator of an authentic approach. In a water-stressed environment like Majorca, it's even more important, and a hotel's approach to it will quickly show you whether their sustainability claims are genuine. In the past, Majorca's limited freshwater reserves wasn't as much of a big deal, as the population was low and agriculture less intensive. But with an expanding tourism sector, explosive urban growth, and more frequent droughts, water management has become a big issue here. So I was thrilled to see Ecosiera's drip irrigation system in the organic garden, a smart way to save time, effort, and reduce water usage. So how does it work? Well, the system slowly sprinkles water out of tiny holes into the soil at the root of the plants over long periods of time. This method saves up to 30% more water than other techniques. In addition, the water used in the small pool and for the patio plants are from an on-site well, and as expected, the toilets, water taps and showers were all fitted with water-saving systems. Ecosiera had this incredibly useful tap for guests to refill their water bottles and to deter people from buying ugly plastic. I loved that the water was not only filtered but remineralised. It tasted really good. The accessibility and placement of the tap was something I rarely see. It wasn't hidden away in a dark corner but celebrated centre stage, and this makes a really big difference in encouraging people to do the right thing. As expected in Majorca's leading sustainable stay, I didn't see one plastic water bottle, but refilled glass bottles in the room, and I didn't see the use of single plastics, period. One of the biggest sources of waste in hospitality is food waste. Inclusive buffet-style holidays are the biggest culprit. If it were a country, food waste would be the third highest emitter of greenhouse gases in the world, just behind China and the US. Not to mention the freshwater withdrawals that go into producing food. At Ecosiera, the daily changing breakfast menu dramatically reduced food waste. There was no buffet in sight, and any organic waste created was then composted. I checked out the compost heap at the farmhouse, and Martin couldn't have been prouder of his donkey and sheep poo cocktail, which was packed with goodness, an organic fertiliser for the happy soil in which nature was able to keep providing gifts of fruits and vegetables. Although Ecosiera is not yet producing their own renewable energy, the solar panels have finally been approved. So it's only a matter of time before Ecosiera will be harnessing the power of the sun. It's not been as smooth sailing and easy as it should be in a country with so many hours of sunshine, but owner Martin is not one to give up, and he's excited to begin producing clean energy very soon. Boarding a century-old wooden tram has been on my bucket list for longer than I care to remember, so I couldn't miss the opportunity to travel to Port de Sawyer by stepping back in time. The station is a 2-minute walk from Ecosiera, and I loved the fact that guests had the chance to explore the island without a car. Although I must say we didn't stay long in Port de Sawyer, as the crowds and touristy vibe just wasn't us. The countless fish restaurants put me on edge, as I felt it was just a world away from Ecosiera, and I couldn't drown out the facts that I already knew. The Mediterranean Sea is the most overfished place in the world. Fish populations have dropped dramatically over the past 50 years due to exploitation and overfishing. I loved that upon arrival, guests could learn more about the variety of hikes and cycle routes in the area, a chance to connect with a sense of place and explore the natural surroundings. Transformative travel so often happens when we put down our phones, slow down, and immerse ourselves in a sense of place. The protected mountains that surround Ecosiera was the perfect place to do exactly that. I loved that every room had a large history book carefully placed to encourage guests to learn about the history and culture here. Ecosiera guests are also encouraged to slow down and reconnect with oneself. I loved the yoga and meditation classes on offer. Quite possibly the nicest bedsheets I've ever slept in, 100% certified organic by Millinotti. Guests can enjoy a calm and peaceful night's sleep. Rather than the usual towel sign giving guests the option, it was also really good to see that the bed sheets and towels were changed as standard every 3 days, which does reduce demand on energy and water. The cleaning products were biodegradable and organic, of course, essential for the air and water quality of not just the guests, but these lovely ladies who are also a key part of the Ecosiera family. The guest toiletries were all provided in refillable containers to reduce plastic waste, and they were made especially for Ecosiera guests. The naturally scented toiletries were vegan and organic. Sustainability is not a destination, but an ever-evolving journey. Even though Ecosiera is one of Majorca's leading sustainable stays, there's always room for improvement. And in the years to come, I'd love to see the young people's cooking classes opened up for a day to inner city or underprivileged children who don't have the opportunity to connect with nature and learn about organic food. I'd love to see annual impact reports with the help of online tools like Weaver to aid further water conservation, as well as subtle ways to inform guests of the water challenges the island faces. I'd love to see Ecosiera partner with a local marine NGO, in which a small percentage of each stay contributed to preserving the Majorca's waters. Sustainable travel is as much about thinking about our impact as it is about connecting with a sense of place. I'd love to see Ecosiera partner with a local nature guide, in which guests can book a hike to learn about the flora and fauna on the island. In a place that celebrates creativity, art and community, I wondered what opportunity there was to champion other local artists in and around the reception area. With so many of us looking to travel in a more sustainable way, but not really sure about how to go about it, I hope this video helps make it easier. Whether you're a family looking to book a trip, or maybe you're an eco-conscious travel business, I'm passionate about shining a light on the places that are leading the way in sustainable and regenerative travel. Places just like Ecosiera in Majorca, who are proof that travel can be a force for good. The cool thing is, we all have the power to drive change within the travel industry. Yes, even you, by simply choosing to vote with your wallet every time you travel and engage in an experience. So my question is, who gets your vote?